Thanks for joining us today. I'm Gabe with Backwoods Pursuit. Today we're going to look at two of the best puffy jackets on the market for hunting. There's certainly a lot of other good ones out there, but these two are ones I've had a chance to test side by side over the last couple of years. So I want to bring you some details on them. We've got the Sitka Gear, the Kelvin Lite Hoody from Sitka here, and then the First Lite Uncompahgre here. They're both awesome jackets. I want to bring you some details on how they performed for me, some of the differences in warmth and weight and fit and cut, that kind of thing, to help you make a decision what's going to work best for you when you're going to make your selection for a puffy jacket for hunting. So come along as we do that. As always, we really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button for us, and don't forget to hit the bell notification to get a notice whenever we upload new content here. It'll keep you updated to the most current videos we're uploading. And check out our website, backwoodspursuit.com, as well as our Facebook and Instagram accounts. I'll put links to all that down in the description for you so you can check it out for yourself. Let's get started. Alright, so first up, let's talk about weight and sizing of these two jackets. So in the First Lite, I would typically wear a size large in the Uncompahgre, and that's in the 2.0. In the older model, which is what this one is, I would wear a size medium. That's what this jacket is. Whereas in the Kelvin Lite Hoody here, I wear a size XL. So I tried the large. It was a little too snug around the chest for me. The body fit well, but the chest was a little too snug. I'll show you that here in a minute. But for reference, my chest size around the inside here is 42 inches, and around the outside of my shoulders here is 52. And so size large in the First Lite Ucompahgre worked well, and XL in the Sitka Kelvin Lite. So a little difference in sizing there. The Sitka's cut a little bit more athletic, I would say, than the First Lite, in some ways anyways, around the chest. And as far as weight wise here, the First Lite, I was actually surprised by this. I thought the First Lite was going to be a little bit lighter weight, but it actually isn't. This one weighed in at 20.5 ounces in the size medium, or now size large, and the Sitka weighed in at 19.8 ounces for the size XL. So really close. I know that the 2.0 here is within an ounce or so of the older version, so basically very similar in weight, but the Sitka was just slightly lighter weight that way, so small difference there. So as far as sizing on this, I'll throw this on here for you. This is the Uncompahgre, of course. This is size medium, or now size large, like I mentioned. And it fit really well in pretty much every avenue for me. The fit on this was, I felt like, a little bit better than on the Sitka. The arms were the perfect length. The body is not too bulky here for me. It fit really well there. The shoulders not tight at all. So the fit on this was really good for me. It was about as good of a fit as I could ask for in a jacket on the Ucompahgre. Now on the Kelvin Lite here, like I mentioned earlier, I did a kind of switching around and testing on which one would fit best for the Kelvin Lite Hoody here. I ended up going with the XL because the large was just a little too snug. And I'll put a video card up here for you on the Sitka sizing video I did and why I selected to go with the large here. But basically, as you can see, the fit's really good overall. The armpits fit really well with the XL here, whereas with the large they were a little snug. The body's a little bit big on the XL here for me. I don't quite need as much here in the midsection as this one gives in the size XL. But I did end up using this all the way from archery season into late October, where I had to layer a bunch underneath this. So sizing differences there. I ended up what I ended up doing in that late season hunt, I took both of these and I ended up putting the First Lite Ucompahgre underneath this one because it was minus 15 out, and so I layered up with both of them, and that worked actually really well. This gave me plenty of room to do that, whereas vice versa, I don't think I could have. The Ucompahgre was not big enough to put this underneath it, so it ended up working out really well. But you know, a little bit of a size and cut difference there between the two. Another difference here, I'll pull this guy off, is in the hoods between these two. The Sitka hood, as you can see here, is elastic all the way around the outside here, and then you also have a drawstring here that you can tighten down around the top of your head if you need to do that. So it gives you you don't have the need to tighten anything down around your face, and I found that to work really well especially with a ball cap or if you're just wearing a beanie, that sort of thing. Whereas it's a little bit different in the First Lite hood here, where you don't have any of the elastic in the hood. You do have a drawstring, and it's an articulating hood also, but if you want to tighten that down, you're going to go ahead and use your drawstring on the inside of the hood here, and you'll tighten that down around your face if you need to. And there's a little bit of a sunshade here as well on the First Lite, which there's not on the Sitka. The Sitka one kind of comes around the top of your hat here and is elastic there. So they're both really nice hoods, and neither of them cause any obstruction of view, that sort of thing. I probably liked the Sitka hood just a little bit better. It's nice not to have to mess with tightening down your hood or that sort of thing. Whereas if you don't tighten down the First Lite hood, it kind of is a little bit loose, and you turn your head and you can turn it into the side of the hood or that sort of thing. So both super nice though, really great options on the hoods. Now both of them are DWR treated, so they're water resistant. I certainly wouldn't say they're waterproof, but they both do a really good job of resisting that moisture. So if you're in just a certain a short cloudburst or something like that, you're going to be fine and not getting wet with either of these. I've been in rain in both of them. In moderate rain, you're going to be fine, but obviously if it's very heavy, you're going to want to grab your rain jacket. Durability on both of these. And noise level. They're both very quiet, and especially the updated Ucompahgre here is quieter than the first version. The first version had a little bit of a crinkle to it and whatnot, but this material is newer, or is a lot quieter now, in my opinion. So super quiet, and then the Sitka here is super quiet as well. In the noise edge, I would give a slight edge to the Sitka. They're really close, but I would say that the Sitka is just a touch quieter, but they are very good that way. And in durability, they're both, I haven't had any issues with either of them. I've been using the First Lite Ucompahgre here for a number of years, 3 or 4 anyways, and never had any rips or tears, and it's been really good that way. I used the Sitka here, or the Kelvin, for this whole season, and it doesn't look any worse for the wear whatsoever. No rips, tears, anything like that. So really good. I would say, based on just feel, the way the material feels, probably the Sitka is a touch more durable, from just my opinion here, of course. I haven't, again, had any issue with either of them, but the Sitka feels a touch more durable than the Ucompahgre here. Now another difference here is the interior lining of the material. This is a lot like the exterior. It's maybe even a little noisier than the exterior, but obviously it's on the inside and layered inside, so you don't notice any noise that way. Whereas on the Sitka here, you have a real soft, quieter material on the inside. I probably preferred the lining here of the Sitka just a touch, but again, it's not a comfort issue so much. It just, I don't know, maybe just the way that it feels to the hand is a little bit nicer on that, but I didn't notice any performance difference that way. But that was another difference I wanted to note on these two jackets. Now both of these are a synthetic insulation, and they both do a really good job of pulling moisture away from your body. And so it helps mitigate any odor issues. Of course, it's typically cold when you're using these, so it's not a big issue anyways, but they do both offer that. They both have some amount of wind stop within them. They're not wind stop pieces, but they both do have that feature. Between the two, I feel like I did notice a difference with the Sitka. It seemed to be a little bit better at stopping wind than the Ucompahgre, but they both do a good job that way. Now, as far as warmth and packability on these two, they're really close on the warmth, and it's really tough to say, because conditions vary from day to day, but over the course of a season's use, I feel like the Kelvin Lite was a little bit warmer, but really close. Packability, the Ucompahgre is hands down more packable. It packs into its own pocket, stuffs down much smaller than this. That's one of the downfalls that I see of the Kelvin Lite here. It just doesn't pack down as small as the Ucompahgre. Kind of is what it is, but obviously pros and cons and good things about each of them, but that was one thing that was definitely not as good here. As well as price point. The price point on the Kelvin Lite hoodie is $279, I believe, in that ballpark, depending on where you see it. Whereas the Ucompahgre is about $210, and that's direct from First Lite. So you got a better price point on the Ucompahgre than the Kelvin Lite hoodie, and some of the features there. Just kind of depends on what's going to work best for you, as far as which one is going to be a better fit for you. That's a quick rundown of the Kelvin Lite Hoodie and the Ucompahgre, both awesome jackets, both definitely an essential part of any kit. Your Puffy insulation is a must-have, at least here where I do a lot of my hunting. So check them out. I'll put a link to these down in the description for you so you can check them out for yourself. Drop a question or comment down in the comment section. Let us know if you have anything we can help you as far as making a decision on which one's going to better fit your specific hunting needs. Love to help you if we can. And thanks for following the channel here. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time.